Japanese studio. Chinese studio. No, it's Japanese. Kuroda. Akasaka. Japanese translation. Active Gaming Media Inc. Stunts Polaris Visual Identity by Douglas Foster. That's a really thing. It's a very important thing. Visual identity. Blackstein Limited. Cord Worldwide. Lots of people involved in the game, eh? Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the credits. I think every time I finish a game, I'm gonna see if I can watch the credit, especially the one that's so story driven and you finish the story. Some of the other games I might not have the games without end I might never have gotten to a credit scene before. Path of Exile. Don't think there's a credit scene in Path of Exile. Sonja Benanen, freelance illustrator. Martin Stig Anderson. Sogard. However that O with a stripe through is pronounced. Player research. Playtesting and UX research. Universally speaking. I think that's the language. Sounds like translators, yeah. Translators. Wow, this game's been made in lots of languages. French cast. Wow, so they actually got different cast members in different languages. That's interesting. Which might be why it was a big budget title. Voice, I thought it was just voice actors, but was it? No. Maybe it's just the voice actors. That was in different languages. They've got different actual character models as well. That might have been intent. Development Babies. Remedy Pets. Frank the Cat. Thank you to all of our families, friends and loved ones who make it possible and worthwhile to do what we do. Dynamite Take Control. I actually got Take Control on the iTunes store now. The one you played when we went through the Ashtray Maze. Lots of other music. Third-party technologies. Bink Video. Coherent Labs Interface Technology. NVIDIA PhysX Technology. Umbra. Simply Polygon. 3D scanned appearances. ARG participants. Characters and events depicted in this video game are fictional. Any similarity to an actual person, living or dead, or any bureaus, or to any actual events, firms, or institutions are either coincidental and unintentional. There is no such thing as the Federal Bureau of Control. Hey, hold on. Director Faden. The crisis is not over. Your work is not done. Oh, let's check this. So you can do some of these extra stuff, I assume. And we can go into the jukebox tokens. Okay. Weapon mods. Yeah, I'm not sure. I bought Plague Inc. I'm not sure if I got the expansions with it, but it's probably worthwhile getting that. What did we get? Rebus rank 5. Let's check the new stuff. Director Faden Photograph. I'm the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. J.C. Faden. Case file. Slide projector. OOP 15-UE. Containment procedure blank. The object is a blank with a vertical tray. Object grade blank. See Dr. Darling presentation 26-1 for more details. The only blank to successfully produce this effect results in the capture of blank. See Dr. Darling presentation 26.3 for more details. Object has not been successfully bound. The para utility of this object does not require binding. Discovered when the Bureau responded to blank. CAWE 24 case file for more information. Many of the accompanying blank were blank. See files on P6, P7 for details. The entirety of the blank was transported to the Bureau for examination to find additional blank or other altered materials. Slide projector. Acquisition date redacted. Containment location redacted. Multimedia. Dynamite. Okay. Okay. Can you solve that? Hadron was the cube that our Polaris ring came in. Hotline. Endless grind.
My reflection trapped in the darkness of the coffee I nurse. The rain turns the lights of the city into a mosaic on the windows. The day's paper lists all the things wrong in the world. The list grows longer by the day. The difference between the morning and the night. Coffee. Whiskey. No other difference. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. It feels like I just closed my eyes. It's dark. I sit up on the bed in the gloom. I get up, I shower. The driver waits for me downstairs, takes me to the oldest house. An old man stares at me in the car window. It's raining. It's dark. Late at night, he brings me back here. It's not a home, it's a room where I sleep in. Waking up just as tired as I was before going to bed. Endless grind.
The future. From the board. The hiss is removed, silent from the astral plane. You have proven beaten the not you. We tolerate you very much. You are prepared, I'm prepared for what comes next. We will speak again in the future expansions. I mean, good work, Victory Director. Also, we've got 6 ability points. See what they say about this. Maybe this is the tutorial. Oh, we've got a nice suit as well. Look at that.
Shawshank Redemption. That's the name of the movie I was thinking of earlier. Not important, but that was it.
I say you can keep going and do secrets and stuff. You'd have to do it all before you do the final mission. I'm glad I actually did it before the final
Director
mission.
Faden did a fine job handling this, especially considering how new she is.
I suppose, but the hiss are still all over the Bureau. When is she gonna get them out?
I'm sure she's working on it. It wouldn't kill you to admit she's doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, admit it. Never mind. We can also go and do the jukebox token stuff.
Any luck finding the armory?
None. Looks like it got shifted. We have rangers.
I heard you closed the hiss portal, or whatever it is we're calling it. And if we could just flush out the stragglers.
Ah, what's
So,
new conversation?
what's next for Simon Arish?
Well, first off, I'm banning all slide projectors. That's it. Seriously, though, we need to review our protocols. Research should not be making decisions that endanger the entire Bureau, fuck it, the entire fucking world, without some serious oversight.
I think Pope would agree. Certain people in the Bureau have been working in the shadows for too long.
And I'd like to make these HRAs part of the mandatory Bureau uniform. They're not stylish, but better safe than sorry.
I don't think anyone will complain. Not after this. What are your thoughts on me serving as director?
Well, I couldn't be more excited. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, Trench was fine, but well, you pulled us back from the brink, so... Well, I'm honored to serve, man. I mean, fuck, shit. Phaeton. Sorry.
He'll get it one day.
No.
So, what's the situation in my bureau, Arish?
The situation is we are still up to our eyes in Hiss. Not to mention the months of repairs it's gonna take just to get this place up and running again.
Sorry about
But is it
breaking
doable?
everything.
Of course it is. You just might need to tell some rangers to grab a wrench once they're done hunting Hiss.
Slide project.
Did anyone ever mention to you that Darling was using the slide projector?
Well, Salvador never did, but I doubt he even knew. Look, I'm well aware that it's our job to study and contain the things that we don't understand, but some of the things that Darling did were way outside of our mission statement. Look, these things are not toys, and acting like they are is only ever going to end one way. At least Pope seems to understand that.
Well, it's secure now. No one can reach it without my say-so.
But thank Christ for that.
Where's Marshall as well? And Darling. We never found out what happened to Darling.
Marshall's been missing for a while now. Any ideas where she could be?
The last time I saw her was in maintenance when I was leading the Rangers out of the Atlas. Yeah, I told her it wasn't safe, but she said she had to go check on something.
Did you ask where she was going?
Whew. Marshall is not the kind of person you question. Kind of intimidating, you know? But, she was by herself, if that helps at all.
Not really, but thanks.
Hopefully she turns up.
Interesting. Wonder if there's actually still things
see you
I haven't
later.
discovered.
You know where I'll be.
Check the map. Can we check the map?
We gotta be methodical.
Check the waypoints and then check the map. Outfit. Oh, director suit! Nice. Office assistant. Can it be 7?
Fuck, this place is a pain in the ass sometimes.
I like the director suit. Oh, we got the 6 ability points right near the end. Okay, so I want to check if there's anything I've not discovered. Maintenance, research. The Astray Maze is just one big blank unknown area. Maybe we go back from there, back the other way and discover some area over there. Anyway, ecology, containment, we've discovered everything. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to talk to the other peoples. And then Emily.
Hey, I found a file on the old director, Northmore. Didn't list any dated death.
It's not dead.
You know anything about that?
Could be an error. The record staff process a lot of data. Maybe it just slipped through.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he's the power plant. Oh, what? It could, but if it worked.
His sightings in the Ocean View Motel. Could survivors be hiding inside?
It's possible. I remember a report about a similar incident from '84. The Bureau lost contact with the whole department during a house shift. The department head was found in the motel 2 years later. His arm stuck in the vending machine.
Make a note to send in a search party when possible.
Okay. Variance in alterations. What is this? His corruption manifests in vastly different ways. Some hosts remain largely unchanged, while others are barely recognizable as human. What determines this level of alteration? Is it the duration of corruption? It could simply be an evolutionary process, each entity representing a stage of growth in an undisclosed linear progression leading towards what? Additionally, his entities possess various paranatural abilities. How have they achieved this? Do they gain them from corrupting objects of power? Have they corrupted a single highly talented para-utilitarian and divided their access to paranatural abilities across the network of his corrupted hosts? As a scientist, I am hindered by the sheer number of questions. It's difficult to identify where one should begin. What is the most pertinent question? How do we kill it? Seems like a good start. Refer to file blank for full report. Compiled by Emily Pope, research specialist, by order of Director Tracy Faden. Anything else? I wonder if there's actually gonna be files to add the rest of the bureau as well. New files. After the game.
Jesse, good to see you. We've got Dylan situated in his containment cell like you asked. I've got medical staff running tests as we speak, and I'd be happy to walk you through the details later. Other than that, what's next?
With the slide projector turned off, the hiss are shut out, but we're stuck with the ones already here. We can't lift the lockdown until they're all eradicated. If any hiss ever got out, that would be the end of everything.
Well, eliminating them all will take time. Look, I'll do what I can on my end, but my research is progressing slower than I'd like.
I think I can help with that. I am making you the head of research, effective immediately. I want you to use everything the Bureau has, every resource, every confidential scrap of data, and find a way to keep the hiss out for good.
That's... really? I mean, yes, I can certainly... yes!
You're the boss.
Yes, I
and
accept.
underboss.
You'll do great. Besides, I didn't really have anyone else lined up.
I'm
You're the
honored,
only
Jesse,
surviving
really.
researcher.
Thank you.
Wait, I want to ask more questions. Can I ask questions? Ask questions. Director of Research, I've got questions for you.
I've looked through the docs we found in Dimensional Research. That slide projector is extremely powerful. You were right to shut it down.
How do you feel about me taking over as director?
You act like it just happened. You've been director since we first met, remember? I am still thrilled. Nothing's changed. Not for me. But the Bureau has changed. Trench and Darling are gone. Their knowledge, anything not written down, disappeared with them. They knew the Bureau better than anyone.
They're the Bureau's past, Emily. We won't operate like they did. We'll learn from their mistakes. We'll be better than they ever were.
We won't ever be like them.
Darling Spate?
When the hiss got into my head, I saw some weird things. I think Darling even spoke to me. Does that make any sense to you?
Empirically, no, but phantom voices as well as hallucinatory states are not uncommon here. And considering the forces that Dr. Darling was working with, he could have been transferred to a different plane of consciousness, physically or otherwise.
And that doesn't upset you?
Oh, very. And the fact that he hid those forces from me, it's infuriating.
I want to study.
But Darling's dream was always to look beyond our reality. This time he may have taken a step too far, but as long as his consciousness can perceive his surroundings, I'm sure he's loving it.
Maybe Darling was just trying to protect you from the darker side of his work.
Fuck that. I'm not a child. Like, don't just assume I'm going to consider something morally repugnant.
Which it all was.
Which it all was, of course.
How is Dylan?
The same. I can't detect any his activity, but his physiology has certainly been altered by it. And I can't tell if his brain activity is genuine or simply the aftermath of the hiss, like spasms. Dylan could wake up tomorrow for all I know. I really can't say.
Then I just have to wait for him. That's fair. He waited a long time for me.
Don't worry. We'll be monitoring him round the clock. If he wakes up, we'll be ready. I don't mean that in a hostile way, just... well, you know.
I hear you. My brother isn't exactly popular around here.
I hope one day he'll have the chance to change that.
HRA fail?
So, there was a moment after Hedron died that I couldn't feel my powers. The hiss got into my head. Just for a moment.
So that explains the HRA outage. Before we knew what was happening, the hiss had us. They were in my head. I saw terrible things. I mean, I was about to go under forever when the hiss was pushed back. The HRAs had come back on. Dylan vanished afterwards, and we fought off the hiss that came after him. So if Hedron's death knocked out the HRAs, that means there must be a new local source for them to relay, which I'm guessing must be...
Me.
you. Hedron is dead, assuming that word even applies to a resonant-based life form. But whatever it awakened in you, the power you call Polaris, is still active. Or at least, that's what my instruments are telling me.
I don't think we're ever gonna understand all of this. And I'm okay with that. I'm just glad you're here with me.
That's good to know. Thanks, Emily.
The board.
I found Dylan attacking the astral plane and the board. What was he hoping to accomplish?
Huh. Since they arrived, Hiss have been corrupting objects of power, which have an inherent link to the astral plane. Maybe their goal was to access the astral plane and the board itself.
That still doesn't tell us why.
His motives are a difficult thing to work out, but I have been digging through confidential files and noticed a strange gap in knowledge regarding the board. Looks like any data on them has either been deleted or was never gathered in the first place.
Then maybe it's time someone looked into that.
Maybe it is.
Okay.
Well, I've got a bureau to run. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden.
Please, Emily. Not even as a joke.
I wonder if gonna have a quick look at the offices. See if there's new paperwork files for us too.
Doorways, then which is the object of power? The slide or the slide projector? Or is the distinction itself a fallacy?
There's no way this happened by accident. I'm telling you. The board arranged this to whittle down our numbers, to prepare...
What?
Can't you just process these staff files quietly? I don't want to hear this.
You don't want to hear how we're just sheep being led to slaughter by our own ignorance? Fine. Fine.
No. There's any new files in this one. This one.
When do you think Marshall's coming back? It's not like her to be absent during a crisis.
Marshall's as tough as they come. You don't need to worry about her.
I hope you're right.
This is where Dylan's kept.
I'll be here waiting for you when you wake up, brother. If you wake up.
Okay.
You heard the director stop the hiss, right? Sounds like she can really handle things.
Finally, someone had the balls to take the fight to them. It's about time we had someone other than an old man at the helm.
Actually, I agree. She's beaten the hiss over and over. If we win this thing, it'll be because of her.
Yeah. Rangers on my side. Not.
I heard Hope was promoted. Head of research.
What? The director's just handing out promotions?
I guess you better get in there.
Like this guy keeps shit talking us, thinking he's gonna get a promotion. I overheard some of your conversations. Not gonna happen.
The director closes the hiss dimension and she expects a pat on the back? We're still in lockdown, for Christ's sake.
Exactly. Oh, that's just a radio. So we still haven't figured out how to get up there. Because we can't float that high. Maybe a staggered section. Yeah, there's a secret chest up there. You can see the chest. And I have to get up there. And this is empty. Under the new director I can go anywhere. It doesn't look like there's any new files. The office. Okay. Gonna call the game there. Thanks for hanging out. That was intense. Near the end. I am gonna actually end the stream there, and I will be back in 10-15 minutes with a 2-point hospital stream. And that. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed Control. I will be back in 15 minutes with 2-point hospital. See you in a bit. Take care.